Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great on this Thursday evening. Yeah, so before I get into my little spiel like I always do, I want to first welcome any new people who come through. I hope that you guys like what you see here and decide to stick around and, hit that subscribe button, that like button, notification bell, all that good stuff to help support the channel. And for those of you who have already been rocking with your girl for a while, I hope that you continue to support. And I greatly, greatly appreciate you guys and hope that you guys stick around and continue to support me because I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm getting a little bit closer to hitting that 500 mark for subscribers. Slowly but surely. Hey Queen, haven't seen your name pop up on here in a while. I miss you. Thank you for popping in, my love. Good to see you too. I'm trying to talk a little bit low because I'm in a different setting in my house. Um, hey, blessings. So let me know if my volume is, in terms of my voice and projection is okay. I feel like it should be because there's a little bit of an echo in the room, so I should be all right. But yeah, I'm trying not to talk too loud because I'm like closer to like a family member's room and I'm like trying to be respectful. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But nonetheless, um, as you guys saw, this is actually going to be a perfect. Thank you, Queen. Um, oh, also, if you guys hear like the chirping from the smoke detector, we have. Hey, she is. We do have functioning smoke detectors throughout the house. It's just that one just decides that right when I'm about to do a reading, it's a start acting up. I have to change batteries often with what I do. So yeah, all of them work, and there's just like one, and you might hear it in the background. So I do apologize. We take that very seriously. So yeah, people will be like, "Oh, your smoke detector is going off." I'm like, "I hear it. I know." Like they go in like in like a certain little like order. It seems like I take care of the one in the living room, and then the one in the kitchen, and then the one in the hallway, and then the one in my mom's room. Like it's just like, but anyway. So with all that said, this reading is going to be a super moon reading, energy check-in kind of thing to see what's going on with you guys, and yeah. So the supermoon technically happened last night, but we are also going to be in that energy for the next like 2 weeks. So I figured, why not, see what's going on, and yeah, kind of get a feel of what's been going on with you guys and what you guys need to know. Um, excuse me, this energy that we're gonna have during this moon cycle right now currently is definitely about releasing, but it's also about preparation. So this is kind of going to be hinting a lot at the things that you've been working on already and the things that are about to start coming to fruition. So that's pretty cool. And we're gonna start tapping in to see what's going on with you guys. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Help me get to my 500 subscribers. Sounds like a very small number, I know, but you know, I am definitely grateful for the people who have been supporting and this incremental movement forward. So hit that like button and all that good stuff. I'm grateful for you. All right, so Spirit, may let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good when it comes to this supermoon energy that we're in. Clearest and most, um, clearest and most resonating. I don't usually use that word when I say my little mantra. Clearest and most resonating messages. Interesting. What we got? So when I split the deck of the Moonology deck, we have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. I think this super moon is in Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. New romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, so something's happening. For some of you, could be in your love life. You know, there's different things going on for different people. So I did hear self-love. So for some of you, it could be more of a self-love kind of thing going on. But we're going to dive deeper and see what's happening. First and most active. One more shuffle. Spirit. All right, what we got? That's funny because I was just saying, I feel like this moon cycle is in Taurus, and it is. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus, and the super moon is a full moon, but it's like the biggest full moon that we see this year. So that's just kind of crazy because this is definitely going to be pertaining to the energy that's coming towards you guys right now, and the energy maybe being released. So the fact that they're starting off with saying you need a practical plan, it might be saying that you guys have, you know, some great plans that, you know, you're trying to put into fruition, but you need to maybe sit down and really look at the fine details at this time. Tell us more. Let's get a few from here. Got a few decks already ready, locked and loaded. Tell us more. What's going on with the collective? For the supermoon energy. Spirit. A little bit of a challenging position we got. All right, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Coming out challenging. So maybe sometimes you guys struggle with feeling good enough to accomplish some of your goals. Whether it's in terms of love, because we did see that energy show up first. Maybe going back to that self-love that I was kind of picking up on. If it's not about that, maybe there's some type of maybe a career venture or something like that, where you're trying to, you know, put yourself out there, but you don't feel like you're good enough or have the gifts necessary or something along those lines. Yeah, see, this is a time to step out of your comfort zone. We have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So this is a time to follow your North Node and really pay attention to where you're being guided and follow that at this time. I'm definitely picking up on the possibility for some of you, and it's not going to be for everybody, but like a career-based kind of thing. Tell us more. Another one coming out in a challenging position that we got. All right. Yeah, see, some of you guys might be lacking confidence with something. Confidence is the key to your success. New moon in Leo. So just keep in mind that, you know, not only are you good enough, but you have to really own it. Really feel that and own it. Be confident in yourself. I'm definitely picking up on, even though it's not here in the reading yet, I'm picking up on possible like sacral and or solar plexus chakra blockages for some people. Like that. I think the thing that's giving it away for me is like the sorry, give it away now. For some of you, it could just be like, again, that lack of confidence, you know, willpower that needs to be kind of pushed. Finding that inner drive. Go after what it is that you want. And don't let anybody tell you different, including yourself. You know, that self-talk is definitely important. I'm picking up on too. I do not have my glasses on, but I do see, what does it say? Stephanie. Cute name. I like that. You say you subscribed. Thank you. I see Humble Pie, Jovi. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hope you guys are enjoying the reading if you're still here. Greatly appreciate you guys. Keep in mind that this is a collective, so, you know, take the messages as they resonate and leave the rest behind. I hope that you get something out of this. All right, what we got? This came out in the reverse. Take time to breathe out. Decimating moon. So I feel like you guys are having a hard time just taking a breath. And they want emphasis on that because with it coming out in the reverse, They're like, you guys need to just take a breather. Okay, so no, thank you, blessings, for being here. Thank you for you and your support, and you're a part of the tribe. So I definitely felt like that was a great thing to add you there. um, but yes, so like take a breather. I'm getting people who are just always on the run. Always just you know it's almost like if it ain't one thing, it's another kind of thing. And it's like, you get caught up in that cycle. And it's like, just make sure that you're taking time to take a breather, take a breath, remain in your calm, most highest self when you can. Like we definitely have, power and control over that kind of stuff. We don't always, allow ourselves to, have that sense of control and power, but you do have it. Like I'll use myself as an example, how I am. Hey T Story, how are you? I'm gonna use myself as an example today. Like for me to have had the one of the worst possible days ever, I kept my composure for a good portion of it. I'm really, really proud of myself. And the reason why is because the first thing that happened, when I left out the door, as soon as I left out the door to go to work, everything was going great. I got up on time. Everything was happening right where it needed to happen. And then I walked to my car. As I'm walking to my fucking car, I'm looking like I know that ain't one of those goddamn orange fucking stickers. And lo and behold, there was an orange sticker. I don't know if it's orange everywhere, but here in Connecticut, they're orange. And then I go to the other side of the car and I see like this little white sticker too. Hey Mariana, how are you? And so I see this stupid fucking sticker, and then there's a ticket too. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I look, and it didn't say violation. It said, what did it say? I forgot. But it said something like it's against the law to tamper with a boot. I had a boot on my car this morning for unpaid car taxes, and I didn't even know I had unpaid car taxes. I registered my car and everything like a couple of years ago, no issues. I had unpaid car taxes from years ago and didn't even know. And I was like, what? How the hell was I able to register and do everything that I needed to do? And I got no correspondence about this. So it was back taxes or whatever, and I had to pay it. And I was not thrilled. So I called Uber. I'm like, okay, well, I got to go to work. I'm going to just handle my day like I always do. Went to work, remained in a positive attitude, figured everything out, left a little bit early, took care of it. And point being is like I could have allowed what happened to like completely have fucked up my whole day. But I didn't. I was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. What if I would have got stopped by a cop or something? They would have been like, oh yeah, well, you're not supposed to even be driving, blah, blah, blah. Like anything could have happened, right? Like blah 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 blah. So the point is like, it's all about perception. And the more that we, take a time to just take a breather, allow ourselves to rise above those circumstances that happen to happen in our lives where, sometimes it's not our fault or we just are unaware of something. Like, we have a lot more power and control over our circumstances than we give ourselves credit for. And the biggest thing is the way we react to something. So just making sure that we know how to react. Take a breather. All right. Bring love into the situation. Yeah. Put a little love in your heart. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius is here. Love that. Put a little love in your heart. Let's get maybe one more from here. I greatly appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate my subscribers, and I appreciate my moderators who are, helping moderate within the comments, and also, hopefully guiding you guys to decide to, become a part of our little soul tribe here as we're growing and building. Appreciate all of you. Show the world the real you in reverse. So this is a time to really hone in on that. There's something about yourself that you're hiding from everybody. Full moon in Aquarius, it came out in reverse technically. So it's giving me that there's an emphasis on that. Like, I'm getting people who might wear masks in different areas of their life, and this is a time to really allow yourself, and maybe because of the lack of confidence, maybe, like, yeah. Yeah, the beeping will stop if I can't. The thing is, I don't have anything high enough because the ceilings are high. I don't have anything high enough to take it out right now. I usually like borrow a step ladder from work, but right now I don't have one. Yeah, because it's annoying. I do apologize if it's annoying you guys because it's annoying me too. So just ignore it, okay? Act like it's not even happening. Usually I have like music or something playing too, so that probably is like a could have been a distractor, like so that you don't hear it, but I don't have it right now. All right, so let's see. Back to where we kind of started on the bottom of the deck. We have your kind of where we started, but not quite. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus, so it is kind of going back to like a little of a full circle moment, considering the fact that this is exactly that. Yeah, look, don't let your past hold you back. South nodes, we had North Node energy and South Node energy that was underneath that. So, yeah. All right, so the next deck I'm gonna read from is the Gateway of Light activation deck. That was that one of my other soul sisters actually gifted that to me, and like years ago, and I love this deck. And I definitely like to use it like for these type of important messages, like because I feel super connected to it. So let's get like maybe 3 from here, Spirit. There's the most accurate messages for the collective. Boom, like a needle wave. I like that. Feels good from head to toe. Now hold on to me, baby, here we go. Boom, baby, boom, baby, boom. That was a jam. Queen brought it up. That was the jam. All right, what we got on the back, the bottom of the deck, we have Merkaba activation. It's in the reverse. Transcendence, ascension, you are rising up in the reverse. Maybe because there's a little bit of a stuck energy. And I mean, keep in mind, this reading is going to be about releasing, right? This is going to be about, things that need to be let go in order to work towards your ascension. So, yeah. No worries, blessing. Thank you for being here, though. Greatly appreciate you. Greatly, greatly appreciate you. If you're able to make it back in, great. If not, maybe I'll catch you the next time, next go around. Okay, so let's get, like I said, maybe 3 or 4 from here. We'll tap into some tarot. All right, so we got 2 cards that came out together. All right. Ooh, wow. This is, as I was just saying, like, this is definitely about, like, a releasing energy. Girl, don't be sorry. It's fine. It is okay, love. You are okay. Like I said, I greatly appreciate you for popping in, even if it's just for a moment. So nothing to be apologetic about at all. We have Ancestral Realm, Karmic Release, Healing the Lineage and Boundaries. Interesting. Along with Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. So a lot of stuff about karmic debts and stuff being released here, including some stuff that could stem as far back as like, past lives for you or your lineage. So you're working on freeing yourself from those different things. We're definitely gonna look deeper into that and see where that could be going. But you're creating your own story right now based on where you are and the things that you're going to be letting go of in order to get to this. I heard upper echelon, this different part of your story, your journey. For some of you, you guys are maybe going to take the lessons you've learned and be able to help others. Each one teach one kind of energy. We have Thoth light codes here on the bottom, late initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic. So you're tapping into your magic right now. and being able to, you know, utilize again your knowledge and be able to help others with that knowledge is what I'm getting. Keeping in mind that these different lessons that you've had to learn, they're all about being a teachable moment. You know, a lot of times what happens is, you know, we go through shit in life and we're like, why me? Woe is me. You know what I mean? Not realizing that these are all blessings in disguise. So, you know, it might be a really shitty moment in that moment, but understanding that there is, you know, a bigger picture, not a bigger message, right? Wow. So I'm definitely about the Akashic records. Some of you guys might want to step into looking deeper into that. Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, and no wrong path. So you're becoming more aligned, with your path where you're meant to go at this time. Especially as you're working on healing yourself. Some of you guys might benefit from getting like, I don't do these, but I'm just saying there might be a reader that you know who does. There are people who do like Akashic records, readings. I personally don't know how to do that because I haven't fully tapped into my own Akashic records. But yeah, some of you guys might benefit from doing one of those kind of readings because there's definitely this energy of, you know, stepping into learning more about your Akashic records, and that is the like all of the knowledge that's within you as a being, right? It's about the beginning, the middle, and the end. Like you get to know everything there is to know about yourself. Wow, that's pretty cool. Venusian Galactic Council, Starbeam Guides, answer the call, and time to shine. So time to step into your power, your highest power at that. You guys are like star seeds, and that too. Really heavy energy here, like in a good way. Like I heard the word illumination. Like these experiences that you've been dealing with are meant to kind of put light on who you're supposed to be becoming. And that's why they're saying confirmation. That's why they're saying there's no wrong path. Like everything that's happening is happening exactly the way that's meant to happen, and you are going to be guided regardless. So just paying attention to where you feel guided, that's going to be a very pivotal moment for you, and it allows you to really like tap into who and what you're supposed to be at this time. You know, of course, there's like this shifting energy. You know, we constantly grow and change, but in this moment, who you're supposed to be, which is a part of, you know, reaching your higher self. There might be a blockage when it comes to your third eye. We have third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, and clear seeing. It was in the reverse when it came out. So some of you guys might be struggling with that a little bit. And ironically enough, this is the same card from the, or the same image rather, I should say, from the cover. So I'll show you again. So third eye energy, that was in the reverse. So, you know, you might be having a hard time kind of honing in on that chakra right now. Some of you might be like clairvoyant. So if you're, like, let's say you are clairvoyant, if there's that blockage, it's going to make it very difficult for you to be able to see certain things clearly. So this makes a lot of sense because we do see this energy of needing to release and let go of things, freeing yourself of these things, and answering the call, working on going towards your path, and more confirmation, and, you know, allowing yourself to be this guide to other people's as well. Like probably very similar to what I'm doing currently, right? But maybe in just your own different, you know, way. Hey, how are you? Thank you for being here. I always see you on excuse me, my back. I'm not usually in this kind of chair, so this is kind of hurting my back a little bit, but I'll be all right. I always see you pop up on Aya stuff, and I think sometimes Lattes as well. So thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, there might be a little bit of a blockage there. Um, so if you've just been feeling a little bit out of touch and like just a little bit like foggy in your head, a little bit, maybe some headaches, a little bit of tension in the front part of your head. I'm also getting like something here for somebody, like tension headaches, sinus problems. That could be letting you know that there might be a little bit of a blockage there. So, you know, paying attention to how that stuff could physically manifest too is important. Look, a lot of stuff about karmic release. My goodness. We have Chamber of the Violet Flame, karmic release, and radical transformation here on the bottom. I know my girl Lati, she just did a reading about that. She mentioned that energy pretty recently. I don't remember exactly what reading because she reads so often. I need to like catch up to her with that kind of stuff because I'm not quite there yet. But yeah, she's amazing like with that kind of thing. Like she's just so on point with like staying on top of doing readings regularly. I'm not that great at that at this time. I'm working on it, but I'm not quite there. But yeah, if you want to check out her channel, Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, check her out. All right, so I'm gonna start reading from the tarot, and then I have a couple of other decks to read from as well. All right, so ooh, this is nice. All right, so we have the Sun. Nice, great energy. That's about your overall happiness, fertility, abundance, um, a lot of great things like that. But we also have the Ten of Cups here. So being that we did see stuff about lineage and stuff here, it's kind of like you're going to be able to maybe be the that light that lights the way when it comes to working on karmic releases when it comes to your lineage is what I'm kind of picking up on that. Let's see. Aw, thank you. Well, that's kind of crazy that you found it by chance. Because, like, me and my girls be locked in. I've seen you pop up on there. Remind me of what your name is again. Because I've seen them, like, and or heard them mention your name, but I can't remember right now. One more. Oh, you said you finally found. Okay, good, good. I'm so happy. Yay. Because I saw that you came by it by chance. I'm like, dang. Because like I said, like we're all like in the little same like circle, kind of. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. All right. So we have Judgment here on the bottom. Yeah, judgment call. Spirit, the Most High, whatever you want to call them, the universe. Final like verdict I just heard. Like this is like okay, they're like really hitting that gavel and saying okay, like we've called judgment. There are things that you need to do, and you need to pay attention to the call. You are letting go of a lot of things, and it's time to really step into your confidence, as we were talking about earlier, to be able to be this person who can do this. So this is giving me, we've kind of talked about it already, but this is definitely giving me like things that have to be done for your family's like lineage. So let's more. Let's do maybe a cross of truth, because I do have a couple of other decks I wanted to read from too before it gets too late. What's more? Oops. Happy I caught them before they all fell on the damn floor. They almost did. All right, so the only card that flipped up was the Four of Cups. So this is what was meant to be seen. All right, so with this Four of Cups here, I'm getting that, there's this sense of like, you kind of just feel like, whatever. Life is life and I'm just kind of over it. Like, I get it. She literally has like a sweatshirt that says, I'm over it. Like, I definitely understand. But I am getting like this energy of just keeping in mind that despite how life looks on the surface level, when we understand and recognize the blessings that are in our lives, like in this picture, we have this cup from the Most High, offering blessings. And when you're focused on those other three cups that you feel are empty, you kind of forget about the blessings that are there. So just never, lose sight of that, is what I'm kind of getting. Yeah. Remain a sense of optimism and hope and confidence. Yeah. And really, stand your ground when it comes to that. Even if it's like standing your ground against yourself, like your own, maladaptive belief systems and things like that. Being able to pinpoint what needs to, be released in that way. I know for a fact that I have negative self-talk, and I struggle with it from time to time, and I'm working on it. I'm getting better with it, but I'm not quite where I would like to be with it. So some of you guys might resonate with that as well. Tell us more. Got two. Oof. All right. All right, so we have the Tower came out as one card. And we also have the Chariot. So it's really about moving on past like those difficult times, right? Some of you guys might have like went through the dark night of the soul somewhat recently, or you're going through it currently, which puts you in this place of dissatisfaction overall in your life, and you're just like, what the fuck? What is this shit? So that's why this is coming out like kind of as a challenge, right? It's hard to move forward. And then it puts you in a position where you kind of stay stuck in your circumstances, stuck in a certain mindset even. Yeah. Keeps you off, I heard, off kilter. Yeah. So it's time to let that shit go, Four of Pentacles. Like, yeah, it's time to release that energy, that way of thinking, anything attached to those things. It's time to let that go. It's one of those easier said than done kind of things, because it's like, when you're in it, you're in it. And it's like, nobody can sit, I can be here as a reader and say, oh, you have to move past it. Blah, blah, blah. Like, your therapist could tell you the same thing. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's not that easy. And I know it's not. So it's like, when you're in it, you're in it. It's your own circumstances. And it does become a lot more difficult to be able to navigate and figure out how to get out of it, right? But the biggest thing, I think, is mindset. And when you understand how much more powerful your mind is than what you give yourself credit for, that's when you start to see some differences. Again, easier said than done. Trust me, I get it. But give yourself some credit where it's due. Tell us more. If you guys are resonating with this and haven't done so already, hit that like button. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And that notification bell so that you'll know when I'm on. Been doing a little bit better with being a little bit more, frequent with my readings, because I took a hiatus for a while. So I'm doing better. All right, so in the recent past, we have Two of Pentacles here. So let's see what else is accompanying that card before I give you a synopsis of what I'm picking up on. Yeah, I'm getting energy of people who went back and forth with making a decision. We got the Fool on top, the Knight of Swords, which is about seizing opportunities. The Fool is about, new beginnings and, taking a leap of faith. Middle of the deck, we have Five of Swords, which is about accepting defeat. So going back to like kind of that Chariot and Tower kind of energy, it's like, I'm getting this energy of just, staying a little bit stuck because it's hard to release. It's hard to let go. And you kind of stay in this wishy-washy back and forth energy, like, oh, should I stay? Should I go? I heard fussy. Spirit guides are saying that. Maybe you're a little bit fussy. And I might make you a little bit, I'm also hearing stubborn, which is interesting because we are in this energy of talking about Taurus energy with this moon cycle that we're currently in. So like, and I actually am a Taurus North node. So I'm like, makes all the sense in the world why I'm so damn stubborn. So some of you guys might resonate. You might be stubborn too. But that stubbornness. You just don't want to pass up on opportunities that are presented to you, or stay in a stuck energy because of a fear. I'm getting fear of taking a leap of faith towards what is for you. Okay, I'm getting something like that. Tell us more. Tell us more. Challenging position. We got Knight of Pentacles. They're saying this is like the incoming energy. Slow and steady wins the race. I do feel like with it coming out challenging, they're kind of saying like things have been like slow when it comes to different areas of your life and growth in certain areas of your life. But, you know, there's also this energy of being optimistic, right? I didn't show you guys, but the star did show up. And that's when I had mentioned, being optimistic. So it's like the more that you allow yourself to let go of, old ways of thinking and patterns and whatever the case, patterns of behavior, patterns of thought, so on and so forth. Release the shit that no longer serves you, which is a big portion of what this reading is about. That's when you will start to see things kind of picking up. Yeah, and what's on the bottom? I shit you not. Nine of Pentacles. That's when you start to see, things starting to come together. For some of you, if there's been stagnancy in terms of career and finance, that might be one of the things that's about to pick up. Yeah, Knight of Wands, seizing opportunities with a lot of passion, fast movement. Yeah. But there are these obstacles that have been in your way. Five of Wands in the middle of the deck. For some of you, it's, an internal battle. For others, it's something that's external that has been kind of, causing a little bit of chaos. Don't let it, is what I'm kind of getting. Again, one of those easier said than done kind of scenarios, and it's going to be different for everybody, but there's definitely this energy of moving past it, right? Tell us more. We got two cards. Okay, interesting. So we have the Four of Wands here. I didn't mean like slam the card down like that. It's very unintentional. And King of Cups. So that's really interesting. I'm not sure where that's going just yet, because I was asking like, what's the basis of all of this, or the foundation? Now with that Four of Wands being there, that ironically is kind of like a foundation card. Like it's about literally the foundation of everything. Stability, home life, could represent marriage, could represent celebrations, community, could be a lot of different things. But with it coming out with this King of Cups, I'm wondering if for some of you this could have been like a masculine in your energy at some point that played on your, your emotions, and that may be one of the things that you're releasing. Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Five of Pentacles. It's almost like maybe somebody kind of made it seem like they were going to be very emotionally available and, be there for you. And, you might have thought you hit like the jackpot with somebody. For some of you, might have married this person or lived with them. And then all of a sudden, everything fell apart. And the reason why is probably because that person might have been a karmic. If that's not your own personal situation, what it could have also been, it could have been like your family dynamic, like your parents. Maybe it was something like that, because it's different for everybody. Seven of Pentacles in the middle of the deck. So it's like this energy of, putting a lot of time and effort into something. But for it to be like the foundation of all this, it seems like it all fell apart at some point. Tell us more about that. I'd like to know more. Clarify Four of Wands and the King of Cups. Thank you, Spirit. What we got? The Strength card. Yeah, so we have the Strength here. Some of you might have Leo in your chart, or go back to what we were talking about earlier, because we did have this energy earlier. It's like the second card that came out, I think. Right? It's that confidence energy. Yeah, having confidence in yourself when it comes to, you know, what it is that you want and owning it. Yeah, no more like losing sleep over this shit. Yeah, for some of you, it really could have been like a past relationship. You might have been married to this person or had like a higher level of commitment to them. For others of you, that doesn't resonate. Maybe it could have been like just a circumstance in which you thought there was going to be some type of, you know, sense of, you know, stability and foundation, and it did not align with your core values and you had to remove yourself from it. Even if you were emotionally invested in it, I'm getting something like that too. So let's say if it's job related and you were at a job for a long time, you put a lot of effort, and then you're like, oh no, this is just not working. This is just not what it was cracked up to be. That might be one of the things you're releasing. So again, it's gonna be different for everyone. So take the messages as they resonate. All right, so let's get another card from the tarot. Tell us more. Okay, 2 cards. So we're actually going to take that one too. Okay, so you guys, because it was like hanging off the side of the deck. All right, so we have Queen of Pentacles here. I like it. I like it. 6 of Wands, which we also kind of saw present itself. And the Magician, which is the one that was kind of hanging off the deck. So I was like, I'm going to take it because I didn't know what it was, but it was like hanging on by a thread. I was like, I think it's meant to come out. So what I'm getting with those is like, as you're manifesting the things that it is that you desire, whatever those things are, especially if it has to do with like career and finance, I'm getting, you're going to see a lot of changes happening in that area of your life. But you have to make sure that not only are you, you know, putting forth the efforts to manifest it in that sense of willpower and drive and courage to do it, confidence, that's a big thing, confidence. And that's why I'm also getting like, because we did see coming up with like a practical plan as like an overall message here. With that Queen of Pentacles there, she's very practical. Like she knows what she wants and she goes after it. And she's very successful when she does it. So, you know, she comes up with these master plans and she's like a businesswoman, you know what I mean? So, you know, if there's like something that you've been wanting to work on and you've been a little bit, you know, scared or not feeling confident in your ideas, so on and so forth, they're like, oh, this is the time to, you know, release that mindset and, you know, welcome / attract an abundant mindset so that you can bring this stuff in, because there is something here, you know. Look, sun is here again, you know, happiness, abundance, prosperity, all kind of great things. Is the happiest card of the deck and it's there on the bottom. Yeah, so this is the time to, you know, really plan it through. Yeah, do some research is what I'm also getting. Do some research and take a leap of faith into the unknown. Even if, you know, you're afraid, go after what it is that you know you want. Easier said than done. I know I said that multiple times, sorry. It's just one of those things is like, you know, as a reader, you know, I say these things like as encouragement and stuff, but I also am very practical myself with certain things. And it's like, because of that, like I always make sure that, you know, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Like I'm not one of those readers where like, everything's gonna be so peachy. No, that's not, if that's the channel that you want. That's not the channel you're gonna get here. Just saying. Like I'm very, very like, what you need to know is what you need to know, and whatever spirit is telling me to tell you, I'm gonna tell you. Okay? I'm not gonna flow fucking unicorn farts on this fucking reading and be like, oh yeah, everything that you want to hear, you're gonna get it here. No, like that. So if that's the reader that you want, I ain't that one. I will encourage you to, you know, take steps in the right direction and things like that based on what spirit is saying, but you know, no rainbows and butterflies around here. Just encouragement, and incremental steps forward towards where you should be going. And look, as I say that, cornucopia in the bottom, right? Steps towards where you're supposed to be headed, right? Because there is this fruit of your labor coming together. Exactly. Unicorn farts. We don't do that here. I used to be one of those like, oh, everything's so great kind of readers. I was like that at one point. No, I don't do that shit anymore. Because it's not always going to be like that. And I don't want anybody to ever come to me, and especially if I do a paid reading, absolutely not. Like, oh, are me and my ex gonna get back together? I love him so much. No, he's an asshole. No, it's not happening. Oh, he cheated on you a gazillion fucking times while y'all were together, and you already know about it, but you're still getting a reading about this nigga. Like, no, I'm not about to sugarcoat this shit for you. He's a dog. Leave that nigga alone. Move on. Like, I'm gonna say it very nicely, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, there's a chance when no, there's no fucking chance. He's a fucking asshole. Like, no, we're not doing that on this channel. I'm just saying. I probably like this bitch crazy, but nah, just a little bit. A smidgen. A smidgen. But nah, I keep it real on here. I keeps it real. Just like my girl Lati does too. All right, so we got 2 cards that came out together. We have Attachment. This is a new deck, by the way. Attachment, or a different deck, I should say. These are not new cards, but this is a new deck that I'm using right now at this point in the reading. And we also have a man holding a coin. Interesting. So there could be somebody who's like an earth sign that you might still have an attachment to or had an attachment to that contributes to what we're seeing in the reading. The other thing I'm getting to, though, is there might be an attachment to your mindset when it comes to money. For some of you, this seems very specific, so only take it as it resonates. But for some of you, and I could resonate with this myself, and that could be why like this practical plan thing is here. If you're one of those kind of people who, you kind of get caught up on the, how can I put it? Like you have the big picture of what it is that you want, especially financially and all that stuff. And you're like, oh yeah, I want this, I want that, blah blah blah. But you don't know the in between part, and it's like that mindset could keep you stuck because it's like you actually have to plan things through and follow it through too. But not only that, but for others of you too, it could be a negative attachment to money, and how you view money. So if you have like a lack mindset around that, that might be one of the things that you're working on. I myself can say that I have that, and it does stem back very, very far for me because I came from like poverty and stuff like that. And I still, even where I'm at in my life currently, I still sometimes struggle with, having a better mindset around that concept. Let me know if that makes any sense for any of you. The temple path is on the bottom of the deck, so it's giving me like, there's this pathway being lit up. Now it's just a matter of following it. Yeah, it's interesting because like I'm almost getting like this might be a time to actually kind of listen to your heart a little bit more, which is interesting because on here I typically say the opposite. But this might be a time to follow your heart a little bit more. Like there's like something soul level led happening for you guys somewhere down the line. I don't know what it is because it's different for everybody, but there's something that your soul is guiding you and pushing you to do and just haven't been doing it. And it could be because there's like this, I heard the word pragmatic. There might be this pragmatic mindset when it comes to certain things. Whereas like you want everything to be like a certain way. And I heard program as well. Like maybe there's something drilled in your head or programmed into your head of how things are supposed to be. And it's like time to, let that shit go because it could lead to a sense of self-deceit, self-deception. Um, yeah, that's very interesting. Because I know that message was a little bit all over the place there, but it was because there's so many different messages coming through at once. I do hope that at least one of those, you know, story, I don't want to say storylines, but one of those concepts made sense and matched kind of where your story is, because there's definitely more than one thing going on here. Very, very interesting. Let's get maybe 2 or 3 more from here. Thank you. Look at that. So we have woman holding a coin and man holding a coin. That both came out. Very interesting. Yeah, healer. See, that goes back to what I was saying. It's like healing your relationship with money. I'm not saying, when I say with money, I'm not saying like money is going to make your circumstances better. That's not what I'm saying. But the relationship that you do have when it comes to how you view money could be worked on. There could be some healing that needs to be done here. Very interesting, because we have healer of the ages on the bottom. Yeah, so if there's like a lack mindset, and I could explain like where the lack of confidence and stuff that we saw throughout the reading is coming from, and needing to be more practical and all that, like it's all kind of coming back to full circle a little bit. Temple Path is here again on the top of the deck, and we have first chakra Archangel Michael here on the in the middle, which is talking about like your base or root chakra. So getting that sense of security, right? So if you've been having an issue with like feeling secure in that way, it's time to, reevaluate that and see where does it come from? Because it comes from different places. Like I said, I myself, as I shared already, I can resonate with that message because I grew up how I grew up, and to this day, like I still have a very negative outlook and mindset when it comes to money. I'm always waiting for like something bad to happen, or like I have a hard time getting comfortable when I do finally get my money in order, and I'm just like, why the fuck am I like this? And the thing is, it's a little bit deeper than, what's on the surface, right? Deeper than what meets the eye. So it's really a mindset thing. And that mindset could be something that stems from the childhood for some of you. Or for some others, if you believe in past life, and we just see past life stuff, for some of you could also be past life related. I can say that I've done a past life reading on myself before, and that was the truth for me as well. Maybe that might be a little segue, not tonight, but like another day soon, when I go live, do maybe a past life reading on the channel. Collective past life reading. Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody, but there could still be some messages that you might vibe with, or that makes sense. All right, so we have the thinking man here. So that's like, air sign energy, King of Swords energy, if it were the tarot deck. So this is definitely a time of like thinking, analyzing, talking, using your throat chakra. Yeah, there's some anxiety that's surrounding that. Anxiety here on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Yeah, there was like some type of anxiety attached to walking away from something and starting anew. And you had to really think it through. So there was something that you were attached to that you had to remove yourself from. Yeah, but this is going to lead you to blossoming abundance. We saw that cornucopia card earlier. It's very similar. That fruit of your labor coming together and seeing those things coming together for once and for all. But it all comes down to planning it out and working on your mindset that's attached to it. Interesting. One more from here, Spirit. Whew. Wow. Hostilities. This goes back to kind of like what we saw. I don't know if I actually showed you guys, but I did mention it. Hostilities here. The 5 of Wands has showed up in the tarot. And I was talking about like maybe there being like a battle like within self for some of you. It could be external too, but I'm getting like a lot of it's more internal than anything. Yeah, the sun is here. So we saw the sun in the tarot, and now we're seeing the sun here as well. So yeah, this great sense of growth and expansion. prosperity, overall happiness. Yeah, but it takes you walking away from the things that no longer serve you, right? And the thing is, there is that internal battle associated with it. Some of you might be seeing the number 8 a lot. Let me know if that resonates. Yeah, angel of love. And this is a part, I'm getting more so than anything, I'm getting this is a part of self-love. Like, to be able to do this for yourself is a part of your self-love journey as well. Like, doing something that is positive for yourself that you might have really struggled with deciding to do. Interesting. All right, so I'm gonna get maybe get the cards up now. Maybe I want to come out for a second. I'm gonna get maybe 3 or 4 from this one, and then we'll end with the surrender deck, which talks about, you know, things that, you know, the name is implied, or the name implies it, I should say. Things that could be released or surrendered in order to move on. So we'll look into that as well. All right, so in this deck, I split the deck, we have Forbidden and High Priestess of Air. So getting a couple of messages with that. There's like certain things that, like, you know, maybe you feel blocked from. I'm getting like knowledge that you feel blocked from. And it's interesting because we saw like all this stuff like about Akashic records and stuff. I'm getting like almost like your knowledge is so like, it's almost like infinite. Like, you know so much more than what yeah, there's this inner knowing and like esoteric knowledge that you think is forbidden and it's not. Getting something like that. And that third eye chakra definitely needs like to be worked on if you've been having issues with it, because we saw that energy before and I'm picking up on it again. So pay attention to that. You might be seeing the number 3 a lot, 3, 6, and 9, or numbers that like add up to it. Shuffle a couple more times, and then we'll get some cards back here. Grove. And I jokingly said other times where I've pulled from this deck, when I see this card, even though it says Grove, I always hear and feel the word groove, like you're getting into your groove of where you're supposed to be going right now. And you know, making that pathway, or the pathway being created for you to go through. There's a little cat there too. It's kind of cute. But yeah, like this is paved just for you. It's just a matter of, you know, paying attention to it, you know. The number 3. Me too. The the Emperor's New Groove. Yes, exactly. Yeah, ironically, I am a my life path number is a number 3, which is kind of cool. I think our girl Lati, I think hers is a 33. What's this? I have wishing well, kissing and tell. So I'm getting like, you know, hoping, wishing, praying, hoping. You know, it's almost like, you know, your wishes are about to come true. And this card is really pretty. It actually looks like this person's like holding on to somebody. You don't see who the person is, but it's almost like you've been wishing for like this. For those of you who resonate with it being kind of romantic, like maybe wishing for the right partner to come through, and it's like, you know, saying, oh, it's happening, you know, that time is going to approach, because you've been, you know, waiting for it to happen, wishing for it to happen. So the more that you're working on the things that you need to work on to get there, you know, comes through. And if it's not about romance, it could just be in general, like a lot of the things that you've been, you know, putting your efforts into or trying to manifest, so on and so forth, as you start to understand the importance of releasing the old baggage and stuff, the things that no longer serve you. That's when you start to see these changes happening, the things that you've been, you know, hoping and wishing for. Very interesting. Yeah, but they're like, you gotta make some changes. We have rigid here. So some of you might be very rigid. Um, I can resonate with that because I just said I am a Taurus North Node and I am definitely rigid at times and stubborn. Yes, same. She is definitely. I love the number 3. I always wondered like why I liked that number so much. Um, and I always thought it was because like growing up, if you know, you know, Schoolhouse Rock. 3 is the magic number. Um, I used to love that. That was one of my favorite segments, and like it always stuck to me. So, and then I found out much later, as an adult, that I am a life path number 3. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. There's a reason why I've always been like attached to that number. I could never figure it out. Oath is here. So making an oath to self is what I'm getting. An oath to self to, do what's, right and necessary for you, right? To make sure that you honor what it is that you want and deserve. And really honing in on that. Yes, and the confidence is here. We saw, like, that was the big portion of this reading, throughout this reading, right? Like, we've seen a lot of stuff about building confidence here. So it's like taking an oath to yourself to be able to say, I'm going to step into my power and be able to say, I might not be perfect, but I'm worthy. And I'm a kick ass person and I can accomplish a lot more than what I give myself credit for. Just saying. So I'm getting like maybe saying a mantra to yourself every day, writing in a journal, getting a few different things. There are a lot of apps and stuff that have mantras on it and stuff like that, and affirmations that you could do or say every day. You can make up your own, just to kind of, always step into that power when it comes to self. Like, prime example, I've talked about this on the channel before, but like, for those of you who know, I am an assistant teacher. I work with kids with special needs. And during our morning meetings, one of our little parts of our morning meeting, routine is, we talk about affirmations. So we have like, I guess like 6 affirmations that, if it's me leading the activity or the head teacher, whichever, one of us, we're up there, we say, okay, kids, repeat after me. I am smart. I am brave. I can do hard things. I am unique. And like a couple of other ones that, are really helpful. And I love when the kids say them. And then I love when the kids, like, throughout the day, like, if, they did something like super cool or something, and, they be like, Michelle, I worked really hard. I did something really hard today. I worked really hard at math or whatever. Or I did a really good job when I was being a good friend and I was sharing with my friend. Or I gave my friend a hug when he was crying. Like, it's really cute. And I just love like that type of thing. So I'm definitely getting something about affirmations. For me to share that, like, I'm getting something about that. And really meaning it and owning it too. That one flew out. Probably without, like, out of the frame, but like it like flew over here. Confidence is here again, guys. I mean, come on now. Spirit ain't playing with y'all asses. They want y'all to get more confident. I want y'all to get more confident too. Let's get 1 or 2 more from here, and then we're gonna pull from the last deck, and that'll be the end of the reading. I hope I'm not taking all these. I hope that you guys have been resonating with the message, and I hope that it's been helpful. I definitely have been enjoying delivering the message, as I always do. Honesty, I like that. Being honest with oneself, right? Being honest about what it is. I'm getting like honest about your wants, your desires. I'm also getting, some of you might resonate with the idea of, and I think I said this same thing about the same card before, just in a very different context reading, but like, some of you might resonate with the idea of doing like candle magic. That could be a great way to manifest. And, you know, it's a great way to like kind of release things. So maybe like writing down some thoughts of things that you would like to let go of and burning it. I'm getting something like that. That's a great way to release old stagnant energy. This is a very specific. This is not going to resonate with everybody, but as I'm looking at the picture, like I could see, even though it's obviously a picture, I can see like an illustration as I'm looking at it, like of it like moving. Like some of you might resonate with the idea of, as I already said, candle magic, excuse me. But also like communication with the divine, or like a passed on loved one or somebody. Like somebody might have a message that they want to give to you in that way. That's very specific. That's not going to be for everybody. The person, like for some of you who do resonate with this, it could be like a older like female figure, maybe a maternal figure of some sort, like an auntie, a grandmother, great grandmother, something like that, a mom. I'm getting like medium complected skin to slightly light, wavy hair, maybe like pepper gray, somewhat long. Like I can see the person kind of, sort of. Really beautiful. I'm even getting, they might have had like Native American in their DNA somewhere. Slightly light colored eyes. Let me know if that resonates with anybody. That was a little bit spooky. Not spooky like in a bad way, but like somebody, I think somebody's ancestor was trying to communicate. I don't know what their message is, but whoa. I think that's probably one of the first times I ever really saw somebody like that. Like not here, like in front of me, but like in my third eye. I feel like they want to communicate with you through candles. They might have also liked horses. Very interesting. One more from me, Spirit. Like I said, they're very beautiful, whoever this person is. Yeah, and this person, they could have been a high priestess, or this could be talking about you, but like, you know, somebody who's very like gifted, spiritually gifted. Success here, I like that. Love that. Understanding. Yeah, you need to just understand your power. And the thing that's crazy about this card is like, technically, I'm gonna see if you guys can make it out too, but like this person technically is like their arms are up, right? But what I saw before I saw the arms up was I saw somebody's arms wrapped around someone. That's a part of their dress, but it almost looks like someone's arms are like wrapped around them and like giving them a warm embrace. Interesting. And forbidden in the middle of the deck again. So yeah, I'm always getting like nothing's forbidden. Like there's like anytime you tell yourself like there's that type of blockage where like you can't do something or something like that, just know. Just know, you know, you have way more power than you give yourself credit for, like I said before. Really? That's crazy. Do you have pictures of her? I'd love to like see if like if I saw the picture would I be able to say, whoa, that's like kind of the person I was seeing. Because like I said, I knew that message was not gonna be for everybody, but I was seeing something. Like I said, absolutely stunning, like the complexion and everything, the skin, beautiful. All right, so bottom of the deck we have surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. If anybody understands how hard that shit can be, it's me. Because I went through that today. Yeah, me and my son, we get into we butt heads sometimes. Great kid. You know, nothing wrong with the boy at all. He's a great child. A great young man. But, you know, we just don't always see eye to eye. And, you know, he's the type where, you know, he's very headstrong, which is perfectly fine. And so am I. So sometimes we butt heads. But, you know, I try to explain to him, like, sometimes you're not going to see eye to eye, and that's okay. It's just in the conversation. But he's like, but no, I want you to understand my point of view. I'm like, well, I am done. I don't want to do this anymore. So, you know. And then it's why I was like, you know, who's more right than the next person? It's like sometimes you just have to, you know, call a spade and be like, okay, it's done. You know? Yeah, easier said than done. Because I definitely am the same way. So he could have got part of that from me and his daddy. Because, you know, when you're an intelligent person, right, like you want to be like, you want to be right, you know, and you want your point of view to be heard. And, you know, again, nothing wrong with that intrinsically, but, you know, this is about being able to understand if you know a conversation is not going anywhere, just let it go. You know? But anyway, yeah, as I say, let it go. Look. So this message could be for me. We have surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's definitely important to let go of, you know, resentment, because when you foster and hold on to that, you're doing more harm than good to yourself. Silly. Don't do it. Been there, done that. Hey, girl. One of my sisters in the building. It feels like I got the whole crew just kind of lined up right now for the ones who are here. I'm like, I love that. I love seeing y'all names. I love seeing new names too, of course. But when I see people who, you know, I vibe with already, that always makes me happy. So I'm grateful for y'all for being here. All right, what we got? Two cards that came out together. Makes sense. All right, so we have surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. Very, very interesting. Along with surrender negative thinking, which I had a feeling that was going to come up because we were talking about it throughout the reading. You have control over your thoughts. Exactly. Your thoughts manifest. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. We just talked about that. You know, probably like maybe a little more than 5 minutes ago. Actually, it's probably been closer to 10 minutes at this point. But yeah, as you know, I ramble. But we did talk about that, didn't we? Let's get one or two more from here. That'll be the end of the reading. That way I can wind down, get some sleep. I have to work both my jobs tomorrow, so I want to make sure that you know, in a positive mindset. I have some energy. All right, so we have three. All right, 3 cards that came out. We have surrender to joy. The key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Absolutely. Love that. Came out along with surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that makes miracles happen. Yes. Doubt is the dream killer. Let that shit go. And surrender to success. We had like 3 or 4 cards that mentioned success or something along those lines. You are ready to experience abundance. Yes. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. I love that. Thanks, Queen, for being here, because you were here pretty much the whole time. You were the first person here. And you stayed until pretty much the end, because that's pretty much the last card. Grateful for you. Yeah, so with all those coming in together, those last three, yeah, it's like, let go of the negativity, right? Look at things with a new set of eyes when it comes to your circumstances, and recognize that you are a walking miracle. Okay? Like, you guys, I feel like you don't recognize your power, and that makes so much sense because we talked about lack of confidence and stuff throughout the reading. And they're like, the more that you surrender to the understanding of basically saying you're the shit, like, recognize that within yourself, you're going to see a lot more success coming towards you. So, yeah. Yeah, see, this is a big one, and I resonate with this too. Surrender your attachment to results. Absolutely. This is a big one for me. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. 100% true, because we'll have like, an idea of what we want to do or how we want something to look or whatever. And when we don't get the results that we want, then we start getting into our head and we start saying negative things. And the next thing you know, we sabotage all the hard work that we already put through. Don't do that. I'm speaking as somebody who does that. Like, even with me, with like this channel, like, I'm like, I've been doing this for so long, and then I give up on myself, and then that's when y'all don't see me for a while, and then I come back out of nowhere. So I gotta work on that. But I'm using myself as an example, because I do that all the time on here. I like to share my own experiences, so you guys don't think that I'm like this guru or something. Like, I'm human just like you guys. I am a spiritual being going through a human experience, like all of you guys are. And I experience setbacks. I experience lack of self-esteem or confidence and stuff, just like a lot of us do. So we're all doing this together, and this is, like I said, this is a collective effort. And I'm just doing what I've been called to do by working with you guys as a unit, and being able to say, hey, we're gonna get through this together. When you guys share your stories and your successes and accomplishments, or your struggles and stuff like that, inspires me to be able to say, wow, there are other people going through something similar and they've made it through it. Or if you're still struggling, I could be like, oh, well, I went through that too. Like, let's work together to help you build too. Like, we're all doing this as a collective unit. So with that said, I'm very appreciative of all of you guys. Top of the deck, we have surrender, denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. 100% true. We can't control everything, but for the things that we can, do it, right? And that's by looking at things with a clear vision, a different set of eyes, reevaluating. Whew, this is a big one. Surrender stress. If any of you guys have been feeling how I've been feeling, you will resonate with this one big time. Take a few, like, as I'm like, I didn't even read the card yet. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. In fact, as before I even pulled this card, like, I had already started feeling like this, like, sense of anxiety, like, kicking in, and I'm like, whew, having a harder time breathing. You might have heard me, like, kind of gasping for air slightly, like, not like in a way like I feel like I can't breathe, but just like, whew, like something like kind of catching me a little bit. But anyway, let me reread that. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Yeah, so maybe doing some breathing exercises for some of you might be beneficial. Things along those lines, especially if you have like anxiety. I do have anxiety myself, so sometimes like I have to take a breather, and I did talk about that earlier, didn't I? Said something about just taking a breather and slowing down a little bit. Yeah, it was when I saw this card. I kept on. I had like a whole spiel about it when this card came up. So no, that's not the right one. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Now watch because oh there it goes. I think that's the one. Yeah, there we go. Take time to breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, like taking a moment to just close your eyes, inhale, exhale, look at like breathing exercises that like guided breathing exercises I'm getting for somebody that could be very helpful when it comes to managing, stress and anxiety and stuff like that, especially when you feel it like here in your chest and you're like, I can't breathe. Like, take a moment and do that. It definitely helps. But anywho, with all that said, I greatly appreciate you guys for popping in and sticking around for as long as you have. I hope that you got something out of this reading because there's a lot to, be said here. I feel like you guys are definitely on, a nice path. But the biggest thing is just really overcoming, your way of thinking, especially about yourself. So being able to, honor that and understand that, right? And understanding the importance of, you know, your power and what you possess so that you could, bring on these bigger and greater successes that are just waiting for you. I just heard the one was it Wonder Woman? Yeah, Wonder Woman theme song from way back, like was the 70s, I think. Wonder Woman, the whole world's waiting for you. Like I hear that right now. Like you guys have so much potential to do so many great things. So it's just a matter of, honing in on that. So with all that said, like I said, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Have a great rest of your night. I will not see y'all probably until maybe Monday or Tuesday because it is about to be my anniversary weekend, and me and my man, we're going to be spending the whole weekend together. I'm really excited about that. So we have some things planned and stuff. So, but anywho, I love y'all. Have a great rest of your night, and until next time.